to the D&D Morning Show on location.
We're back in New York.
In the NYC.
Many of you seen our last time we were here, and the lighting wasn't great. So I was taking a little bit of extra time here, driving Dorothy bonkers. She's like, let's just do it.
Let's get over it. It's been an hour.
So we're here. We're back. I wanted the brick buildings in the back, but the lighting doesn't work out. So we're here. This is our cool little apartment studio, and we wanted to do a morning show here for you guys.
We love it. We love our little studio.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So let's get started. We've got a fun fact today, and then we're going to talk about traveling tips. Specifically, we're talking about how to stay healthy while you're traveling.
Right.
And then we've got our favorite recipe while we travel. And we've got a couple quotes for you. Drew and I each have one today.
We do.
Yeah. So let's get started with the fun fact. Drew has a hard time letting go of certain items. And this particular item is his deodorant. So it's like this little, like, piddly thing, and he just doesn't want to throw it out. It's like, look how tiny it is.
This is what I have left.
So he's like, they're like putting this on. It's so ridiculous. I'm like, would you throw it out? Why are you keeping it?
So I like to use crystals, but the crystal doesn't always work. Like just the rock crystal, I should have grabbed that too. It's just a rock crystal, but it doesn't always work. And those of us that know or have used natural deodorants know that they don't always work.
Sometimes it's a little stinky.
So this works for me. This one's called Kiss My Face, and it's a more natural deodorant, I would say, like a crystal. There would be cleaner ones, but this is aluminum free, paraben free, blah blah blah. But you know, when you're traveling, and it's difficult to find the deodorants that you want, and that works. So I had this one. I know it works, and I had this much left, so I'm hanging on to it.
It's going in the garbage.
So like, I'm gonna throw that away. I'm like, no, it's not done yet.
But it's funny though, like you were saying, when you're traveling, you're going through the airport, you're going through security, it's hot, it's warm, it's muggy, it's on the plane, off the plane, and you sweat a little bit more. So we always try to be extra prepared or extra armed with deodorant, because you don't want to be stinky on the plane. You don't want to be that person that smells bad.
Only the smelly kitten cars.
No. But that is Drew's pathetic deodorant.
It's almost over. We actually found some other stuff. Probably could have brought that one as well.
Yeah.
We've never seen it before. And we're like, let's give it a shot. And it was clean ingredients, and it actually works.
Yeah. The hard thing about switching to a natural deodorant is everyone's different, right? And then there's so many kinds, and they're not cheap, right? It's like $8 usually, $7 for a dupe. So if you're trying out different ones, it gets expensive after a while until you find that one, right?
Then you want to hang on to that name brand, because it works.
It works.
Anyways, don't give up if you're going to natural deodorants. Just keep trying different ones, because you'll find one that works for you. And I think that's kind of cool about natural deodorants, is because our bodies are all different. So if you have like a highly toxic one that smells so toxic, then it just kind of covers up. Your smell doesn't really prevent anything.
And you know what kind of got me with switching to natural deodorant is, like, you're supposed to sweat.
Right.
And with antiperspirant, like the toxic ones, you don't sweat. And it's against nature or something. Like, it's just not right. But a tip I wanted to say is, if you're switching to more natural deodorant and you're a little bit nervous of the cost, a good tip or a good thing to do is find somebody another person who would like to switch as well. Because you can be like, oh, this one didn't work for me. You try it, see if it works for you.
You share deodorant?
I did it. It's not a big deal. Like, you just wipe the top off and you try it. Right? Just swap them around. Try it out.
You might have to find a close friend to share that little tip with. But
I don't see it as a big deal. It's not a toothbrush. Anyway, time to move on, I think, from deodorant.
Let's move on.
We want to get into some travel tips.
Yeah.
So where would you like to start with that, Drew?
Well, travel tip, I think when we look at prevention with most things that we do, you look at preventing beforehand, like before you're not feeling well, before someone says you need medication. So if we look at prevention before you get to where you're going, is a bit of planning. And that's to pay attention to where you are staying.
Right.
So it can be in location to a grocery store.
Yeah, and that's like the number one thing for Drew and I when we travel is we have to find a place with a kitchen. If there's no kitchen, it's a no-go. And it does take extra time. Like, I spend hours looking for the right place to stay. Like, looking at the maps and looking at the locations to make sure that the place we stay has a kitchen, is close to a grocery store, close to a market, and it takes extra time and planning.
Yeah, but it's worth it. It's so worth it. It's worth your health. And you know what the thing is? People say, well, it's more expensive to rent a kitchen, but it's not.
It's not at all.
If you go and eat out 2 or 3 times a day, that's going to be way more expensive than an extra. I think it's like 10 or 15 bucks maybe to have a kitchen, and it's healthier. You get to spend time in your place that you're paying for.
Yeah.
You spend a bit more time in there. And I suppose it's different how you travel. I think when we travel, we try to travel so you're more of a part of the culture.
Right.
As opposed to just tourists and going to different tourist attractions. So I suppose it depends how you travel, but we feel that it's important to have that kitchen for ingredient purposes, for health purposes, and to save yourself some money while you travel.
We cook all of our meals. We might eat out once or twice during a trip, but it's important to us to buy our own food and cook our own food. So,
yeah. That's the number. That's why it's a big tip for us. So stay close to a place where you can easily access a grocery store, so you can cook your own food, because you know what the ingredients are. You know how it's prepared. That's so important to us, and it should be to you as well.
And you actually save money. You do.
It's true.
A bonus tip, right?
Yeah.
Is that by cooking your own food, you save money as well.
No question. So that's not my number one tip. Do you have one, or that was kind of combined?
It was kind of combined, but I guess what my number one tip would be to stay close to the routines that you already do. For example, Drew and I have a really strong morning routine where we wake up, we have kombucha, then we have green smoothie, and then we have our breakfast. And sticking close to those routines is very important. No matter where we travel, we always make sure we continue with our fermented foods. So make sure that you continue those things. It's not like, oh, I'm on vacation and everything goes out the window.
I think that's what happens. We did a past show on all-inclusive.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. That's what happens with all-inclusive. You're like, buffets and I don't know, laying around by the pool or drinking in the pool. You can do all kinds of crazy stuff on those things.
Yeah.
But if you stick to those routines, it's not so challenging when you go back. Mm-hmm. How long do you think people vacation for?
A week is probably normal.
A week.
Yeah.
So if you're away for a week and you don't have those healthy routines anymore, then when you get back to your regular lifestyle, which should be your lifestyle regardless of where you are, what you're doing. Once you get back to it, and then you kind of got to get started all over again. Those are those routines that you're talking about. Like, it's so challenging to get back into them once you're back to your regular life. But if you keep them and hang on to them, then nothing changes.
Yeah, which kind of leads into another tip, which would be to stay active while you're away. And it doesn't have to mean that you are going to the gym every day, but it could mean walking or running, or even just, finding a little yoga studio or something close by that you can pay a drop into. But there's all kinds of ways. If you're in a place that's by the water, like canoeing, kayaking, there's tons of ways to still stay active while you're on vacation.
Yeah, and it, like you said, it doesn't have to be like I'm going to the gym here every day. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, instead of taking buses or subways, we walk most places.
Everywhere.
So even if we'll walk an hour one way, and then of course you got to walk back. But we know there's a bus there. We know there's trains that are that option if we choose. But I think by having that mindset of being active and knowing and understanding that this is our lifestyle, this is what we want to do, then it's not so much of a challenge like trying to find like the right bus or wasting time looking for trains when you could just walk. Like, we turn a corner and you walk straight for 35 minutes. But there's so much to see, there's so much going on. So instead of being stuck underground or squished on a bus, I mean, having that mindset of being active, that's something that we can enjoy because that's the way we live.
Yeah. The next tip we had for you guys, they're kind of quick tips, but to stay hydrated and to rest. They're two huge things. Staying hydrated is really important. Bring a water bottle with you and drink water like you would throughout the day. I think a lot of times on vacation we get busy, we're doing stuff, and then we forget to drink water. Or a lot of times vacations for some include alcoholic beverages or sugary beverages, which actually dehydrate us more, right? So we have to be always conscious and aware to drink water.
You know what the thing is with the sugary and alcoholic types of drinks is that, well, the sugar will keep us up in the evening, and then the alcohol doesn't give us the opportunity to have a nice restful sleep. So I think sometimes we feel like, oh, alcohol is going to help me sleep better or put me to sleep, but you don't get that deep sleep, like a REM sleep, where you really feel rested. So it's important when you're enjoying yourself, when you're on a vacation, when you're in like a different area, it's all exciting, but it's important to get a restful night's sleep. So that keeps you strong and healthy throughout your trip, and then once you get back as well.
Yeah, and a lot of times, what happens too is we how can I explain? So throughout our week's holiday, we're doing things that are so out of the norm to our natural lifestyle, and then we head home, and our immune system is so compromised that when we get home, we end up getting sick or not feeling so great because of all of the things that have happened over our week holiday. And sleep can help us throughout our holiday. Like staying rested can help our bodies have time to heal and try to prevent some of those things from happening.
And I think just being conscious of drinking water throughout the day wherever you are. Just because you're in a different area or different atmosphere doesn't mean we should drink less water.
Right.
Many times while we're on vacation, we actually drink more.
Yes.
So, which means you should drink more alcohol is what I meant, but which means we should drink more
water.
Thank you.
Even grab some coconut waters and things like that to get those electrolytes up there too.
Coconut water without vodka.
Without vodka and without sugar. Read the ingredients.
What else we have?
Well, let's move into our favorite recipe. So while we travel. Whenever Drew and I leave for the day, like leave the apartment for the day when we're traveling, we always have a backpack with snacks. It's so important to us. So we have a little travel backpack. We put granola bars in there and fruit and sandwiches. So through trial and error, we found that the best sandwiches to bring while walking around and traveling is banana peanut butter sandwiches. Because we've brought monster veggie sandwiches in our travel backpack before, and they get so soggy and mushy. Same thing, egg salad sandwiches, they just get mushy and you're not sure, like, is it still good, right? So their most favorite and tested, tried and true sandwich, banana peanut butter sandwich. So go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say it really helps if you have a container instead of a bag. Like, it could be a lighter plastic container. We like glass, but a container really helps so it doesn't get like so smushed. But even the banana peanut butter, if it gets smushed, like you're smushing it anyways to eat it. So we found that traveling with that is banana and peanut butter go fantastically together. You have slow digesting carbohydrates. Hopefully it's a better quality bread. And then you have your healthy fats and peanut butter that helps you stay energized. And it's also, I would say, a hunger depressant. So if you have nuts or seeds or peanuts, for whatever reason, it makes you feel less hungry, which isn't always ideal because you should be eating throughout the day. But if you're out walking around or if you're out traveling, seeing the sights, you don't want to be hungry all the time. So if you bring a nice peanut butter sandwich, for example, that's going to be a great way to help you stay energized and not feel hungry all the time.
Right. Tested, tried, and true. When you're walking around seeing the States, pack a sandwich, peanut butter, banana.
Did you know that was Elvis's favorite snack?
No, I did not know that.
Now you know.
Now we know.
Now you know.
So be like Elvis.
What do we have for quotes?
For quotes.
You're going to be putting me on the spot here. I feel like I got a longer quote coming.
No, you don't. Okay, this is my quote. Here it is. Fill your life with adventures, not things. Have stories to tell, not stuff to show. It's a travel tip.
It's a great tip.
Yeah. The end.
I just think that the experiences that we have through traveling, they're irreplaceable.
Right.
And they're priceless.
And you can't buy them.
Right. And if you have we have so many, like we live in a society where we're like cluttering, like it's cluttered, and more is better. And unfortunately, so sometimes I had this friend that would like buy stuff, like when we were in high school, college, he would just buy stuff, like he'd buy a TV, never travel, buy TV. He would buy a big, like a nice fancy recliner, and he said, why would I waste my money on traveling? Because once I spend that money, it's gone. I don't have anything to show for it. And it's pretty challenging to be like, but you have those memories. And he's like, memories? Yeah, I got a chair just sitting for the rest of my life.
That's the experience, the adventure, the emotion that's attached to traveling.
And I think that when you have something to look forward to, like travel, it changes your life.
It does.
Changes your weeks and months leading up to it. You're excited. And that's a good one for a goal, for example, if you're looking to get like a bikini body, or if you're looking to feel healthier or feel stronger, like those goals are going to help you throughout the year.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
And it's my quote, right?
No, that was my quote.
No, is it my turn for the
Oh,
quote?
it is. I'm like, don't you be stealing my quote. This is your quote.
Oh, yeah, this is a good one. If we were meant to stay in one place, we would have roots instead of feet. we loved both these quotes, so we're like, let's do 2 today.
It's a bonus quote.
I like that one, but sometimes I feel like a plant. You do. As you know. Mm-hmm. So this wouldn't go well with that.
No, I'm like, that doesn't go with it, though, because a plant has roots. But we are, I think we're meant, as human beings, we're not meant to stay in one place. We are meant to be adventurous and get out there and see the world and experience different things.
I think you said that one time, like aside, like months or years ago. You said, I think we're meant to move around.
We are.
Like we're not meant, as like when as human beings evolved, we would, back years ago, we would travel.
Yeah.
Like you'd pack up all your stuff and you travel to a different location. Yeah. You go and find food, or you go and find a new area to live in for shelter or for survival, whatever it is. And now we stay in one spot. Mm-hmm. And sometimes we don't leave our town, we don't leave our city, we never travel or get out. I think it's challenging sometimes with jobs and families, but I think you're right. Like we're meant to move around, we're meant to see new things.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
All right, that's probably a good time to...
No. Cut it out.
That's what I was getting at.
Cut it out.
All right, guys.
Okay, guys.
Before Dorothy carries on with any more of that.
Too silly.
Thanks so much for tuning in to another edition of the D&D Morning Show.
Thanks for being here. We couldn't do the show without you, so thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you on the next one.
See you guys.
Bye.